What's up, guys? This is Brave, and I'm back with another review of College Hill. This is Season 2 of the Celebrity Edition. I did not review Season 1, but baby, we are definitely here for Season 2 because this cast alone seems like a hot mess. So we're definitely going to go ahead and jump right into this review. All right, y'all. So first things first, we have New York arriving, right? Y'all, why does she have a bear in a little dog carrier in her hand? I said, what the hell is going on? Is there an animal in there? Because if not, sis, what are we doing? But you know what? This is Tiffany New York Pollard, so why would I expect anything different? And then we learned that baby girl only went to community college for 2 days because she just could not keep up with the curriculum. Yes, I said the curriculum, not curriculum. I said Tiffany is going to be a mess. I already know. Next person to show up is Quay. Everyone knows him. He's like an internet sensation who goes by, Blame It On Quay. So we actually learned that he did go to college, but the problem was that once he started to pick up recognition and become well known and famous on the internet, he could no longer go to class because everyone knew who he was, and it became like an overwhelming big thing. So baby boy had to drop out. Like, that's crazy to me. And it's also a bit unfortunate because he could have actually gotten that full college experience and graduated, but because he was blowing up, he had to leave school, and that kind of sucks. But I mean, look at where he is now. So these two decide that they are going to room together. Now there's a basket that says AR on it, and it was like, I don't know who that is, but we switching this out. And I'm just like, this reminds me of like old school reality shows when people used to be like, well, I want a specific room, so we're going to put somebody else somewhere else. All right, so the next person that shows up is actually Orion. And honestly, I feel like he is, no offense, the least accomplished person in this group. Because everything that he listed has something to do with somebody else. He was like, y'all may know me from social media. And I'm like, you don't have a huge following. You know me because of who my brother is. Of course, we know who Omarion is. I have a baby with Janae Aiko. I'm just like, boy, you're listing all these things that are not really about you. So hopefully we get to know him a little bit more. Oh, and also I forgot, he mentioned the jumping jacks that went viral of him on OnlyFans. Yeah, alright, I'm going to need for you to definitely show your personality because you're kind of looking like the weakest link here. Because you're not exactly famous. You kind of like known by association. No offense, because you are a very, very attractive man though. Alright, so the next person who arrives is Joseline Hernandez. You know, the Puerto Rican princess. We all know her from Love and Hip Hop. She has, Joseline's Cabaret or whatever. And baby girl is reality TV gold. Like, we really have some heavy hitters as far as reality TV goes. So, this should be interesting. Alright, so the next person to arrive is Iman Shumpert. We know that he is played in the NBA. He is Tiana Taylor's husband. And baby boy has been making his rounds around the reality TV circuit. Because wasn't he on like Dancing with the Stars? I think he won. And I think he's done like a couple of other like reality show guest spots. I know that he's been acting. He was on The Chi. Like, Iman is really doing all types of things. Alright, so the next person to arrive is Parker McKenna Posey. We all know her as Little Katie on My Wife and Kids. I know that she started acting again as an adult on a BET show called Games People Play. I don't know what happened with that show, but she is now here on College Hill. So one thing that we learned that I did not know was that Parker actually has a kid. Who knew? But nonetheless, she's here, and the next person to arrive is Amber Rose. So when Amber introduces herself, she says that she's a model. I'm just like, I haven't seen Amber Rose model in I don't know how long. She's an entrepreneur. I don't know what business Amber has. I know that she's a mom. Yeah, I know that. and she owns the Amber Rose Slut Walk. Yeah. No offense, but I feel like her accomplishments are a little bit lower than a couple of other people's as well. Like she mentioned how, she's known for being a bald woman as well as rocking her dark shades. And of course her dating a few, celebrities. And I'm just like, what's so crazy is the fact that we have these girls who have dated celebrities and they really don't be making nothing of themselves. Like, no offense. But, like, Amber Rose has a huge following. She does. But I'm just like, what are you doing with that following? Like, at least Blac Chyna back in the day, she tried to come out with lip gloss or whatever it was she was trying to sell people. Amber Rose, whatever. Let's go ahead and move on. Y'all, the last person arrives. And who is it? Is Ray J. So I didn't watch the first season, so maybe I need to go back and watch it because I'm like, why is he here? Didn't he graduate last year? How is he back? But little did I know, this boy failed the last time. I'm sorry, that's not funny. But I mean, they are only doing what? Maybe 2 to 3 weeks of college? You couldn't hold on that long, Ray J? That you failed out of a situational college experience? I cannot. I think this boy failed just so that he could come back. So he is back. According to him, he's ready this time, but we shall see. One thing that was weird to me, because like I said earlier, why does New York have this little stuffed animal in one of the pet carriers? Why did she introduce her stuffed animal to Quay and Orion? And they are looking at her like she is crazy. Because I know I am as well. So baby girl's going on and on about how she has gained weight because her dog passed away and all this stuff. So when Jocelyn comes through and they let her know what's going on, Jocelyn was like, well, I don't know why people buy dogs anyway, because they're going to die in about 15 years. I'm like, you don't say that when somebody just told you that they dog died, girl. But then again, this is Jocelyn being Jocelyn. So here's the thing, y'all. Amber Rose, she got moved downstairs, unbeknownst to her. And who else was in her room? Ray J. Now, I said, this is hilarious because Tiffany didn't know who was going to be in that other room. She didn't even know who AR stood for. And the fact that she put Amber Rose, who dated Kanye West, who then married Kim Kardashian, who once dated Ray J, in the same room, I'm like, okay, did the producers go in there and put Ray J's basket in there or what? Because who thought of this? So Ray J is telling her about how, she can have a bathroom, he'll go find somewhere else to go, but Amber don't know if she want to share a room with Ray J. So they come up with the bright idea that Amber's not going to get into a room with Ray J. They want to bring the bed that's downstairs, bring that all the way upstairs, so that way it can be Tiffany, Amber, and Quay all sharing a room together. Baby, that is one too many people sharing a room. Actually, it's two too many. Because if I was one of them, I would be like, nah, Ray J can move, because y'all just gave Ray J his own room. He ain't got to share with nobody. He's winning in this situation. So now we see that the group is going to be going to a football game. I forgot to mention that they're actually going to be going to Alabama State University. Shout out to Alabama State. I don't know much about your school, but shout out to you. So they get to the game. They meet the president of the university. You have Amber Rose saying that she wants to learn a lot more about the civil rights movement and everything that went down in Montgomery, Alabama. We also learned that Quay, he wants to be a drum major. Parker, she mentioned that, she might want to try out for the dance team because they were killing it on the field and on the stands. According to Tiffany, she may want to do some flags. I'm like, girl, I feel like you could definitely twirl a flag or two. So we actually see a conversation happen between Tiffany and Jocelyn, where Tiffany is letting Jocelyn know that, she's going to be going to grief camp. And once she does that, then she's going to be trying to lose some weight because she don't want to lose weight while she's filming this show. because, she lost her daughter. Now, this whole time, Jocelyn thinks that this woman is talking about a human, and we all know that she's still talking about her dog. So, yeah, we'll revisit that a little bit later. So, now we have Quay trying to move this bed situation because he's trying to move the bed up there for Amber. Amber has now assumed that his bed is her bed, and they try to get some of the guys to come up there to help him move and rearrange this furniture. What I noticed was the fact that Amber Rose is very bossy, because every 3 seconds she was saying, Quay, give me this, Quay, give me that, as if Quay is her servant. I'm like, girl, what is you doing? So they end up having dinner or whatever, and come to find out, Jocelyn and Ray J, they're pretty cool because Jocelyn is friends with Princess. And I'm like, I'm kind of surprised, because who is actually friends with Princess? No offense, but it always seemed like Princess ain't got no friends. But that's neither here nor there. So they actually go to the student store. They go to get merch for the merch from the university. And then they go get their IDs. What got me was the fact that Quay had that big old hat on. You also had Amber and Jocelyn wearing sunglasses in the photo. And then Ray J, I don't know where he came up with that look, because he was really trying to look smart in the photo. I'm just like, what is happening? Like, this is how I know I cannot take this group serious at all. Because with them wearing them sunglasses as if this is not a school photo. Because last time I checked, the reason why you need a student ID is so people can identify you. You cannot be identified with those thick, dark sunglasses on. And then for Ray J to really try to play us out to make himself look like a real student, but we already know this is his second time around, I can't. So, y'all, these people finally go to orientation, right? And they're going over the history of the school, the rules and expectations. And the woman says, no drugs, alcohol, and no fighting, right? That's very simple. However, Tiffany decides to raise her hand and be like, well, what about if you had alcohol, but you cut it with some coffee? Ma'am, that's still liquor. You have just liquorified the coffee, okay? So the woman is like, yeah, that's still alcohol. And what's crazy is that Tiffany puts her hand up again and is like, tomorrow you're going to get a sober me. You're going to get the person who's only having coffee. I'm just like, put your hand down. And Iman is just over there cracking up. And he has a very infectious laugh. So the group has to learn the school hymn, right? So we all learned that Amber Rose is actually an atheist now, because she said that, this bitch is God and I'm atheist. So now she needs a whole other assignment. And Quay was like, I've known Amber for a minute now, and this is new to me. But, I'm not going to judge her, but I do have a Christian background. So the lady is like, okay, so this group of people is going to have this stanza. This group of people is going to have that stanza. Baby, Tiffany did not know what a stanza was. And in his confessional, Iman is like, is she serious right now? And honestly, I feel like Tiffany is very serious. Like, when she said that she only lasted 2 days in community college, that made me realize that school may be very difficult for her, especially at a higher level, because, I don't know her background, but I do know that for some people, like, if you went to school in, like, an inner city or so, sometimes the education that you got there is not at the same level that is expected of you once you get to college. Because for some reason, when you get to college, it's the expectation that everyone is on an equal playing field, but you may actually be behind. So she may not know what that is. Now, Jocelyn is getting annoyed by this because she definitely wants Tiffany to stop putting her hand up and asking questions. But honestly, if she don't ask the question, would you rather her just come to y'all and ask the question? Be like, so what was they talking about? Girl, just let this woman ask these questions, so that way she not coming to you asking questions that you don't want to answer. Alright, so we learned a little bit more about Amber She actually grew up in South Philly. Her mom is black. Her father is white. Growing up, she says that she got bullied a lot because she was white. And she went to all black schools. And she used to have to carry a steak knife in her backpack every day, which is crazy to me. I'm like, well, did you ever pull it out on anybody? Because that's crazy. Like, that is absolutely nuts. So, y'all, the mess is about to start because Jocelyn is talking to her roommate, Parker. And she's like, because she must be going through a lot because she lost her daughter. And Parker's like, her doctor, because she lost her dog. Jocelyn's like, no, her daughter. She's like, no, she lost her dog. So now Jocelyn is pissed off about it. Jocelyn is like, I thought that this woman has lost a human being. You thought that she lost her actual daughter? Oh, now she's set off. She's about ready to tell Tiffany how she really feels. So what does Jocelyn do? She walks her behind all the way up the stairs so that way she can confront Tiffany about the fact that Tiffany told her that her daughter died. And it was not her daughter, it was a dog. So they are going back and forth at this point because, Tiffany is like, you can't tell me how to grieve. I felt like that was my daughter or whatever. And Jocelyn is like, that is not a human. I have a daughter, so I thought that I could relate on that level, but no, it was not the same. So you have Jocelyn. She's like, I thought it was a girl. I said, Jocelyn, could you please add an L onto girl, please? Because that is the proper way to say that. Nonetheless, they are going back and forth. Tiffany asks her to leave because at this point, she don't feel like arguing with Jocelyn. Now, out of nowhere, Tiffany starts screaming like as if this was bloody murder happening. And next thing you know, Iman comes upstairs. He gets Jocelyn out the room or whatever. He talks to her about how, he thought the same thing Jocelyn thought. That this woman lost her actual child, a human child. But no, it's a dog. So it's clear that both these ladies need to go ahead, cool off. Because honestly, as good as this is for TV, I don't want Tiffany and Jocelyn to be at odds the whole time. Like, I feel like we can probably get some funny moments with them actually liking each other, hopefully. But we shall see. Now, this is the part that got me. It was the fact that Jocelyn, she actually locked Parker out of the room. Because Parker, she's sharing a room with Jocelyn. And she said that like 6 hours had gone by. And Jocelyn was still locked up in the room. But keep in mind that while this is happening, the rest of the cast is having a team meeting. Because they're trying to figure out why is Jocelyn acting the way that she is. Because they honestly weren't feeling her that first night when they were at the dinner. So I feel like they feel like Jocelyn is coming on strong. You know what I mean? Unnecessarily. Alright, so the group decided that they are going to have a house meeting. In this meeting, they want to go ahead and let Jocelyn know that her behavior is a little bit out of line. And on top of that, they also just want to have some type of house etiquette. Because at the end of the day, this is 8 people living together. So for some reason, Ray J takes it upon himself to go over to Jocelyn to get her out the room. And I'm like, so nobody thought that through? Y'all really gonna let Ray J be the person? So he go over there. Now, she does open up the door for him. However, once he brings up the fact that Parker felt some type of way about not being able to get in and out of her room because Jocelyn kept locking the door, now Jocelyn feels some type of way because she feels like she could have come to her herself. Parker didn't have to go tell the group this. And on top of that, why do this on the same day that she just got into it with Tiffany? Because, girl, this is the day that you keep locking the door. Y'all, so Jocelyn gets to the meeting, right? And they're just like, we're going to lay out the house etiquette. What do you have to say? She talking about, I ain't got nothing to say. Then she goes on to say that Parker is no longer her roommate because she's a sneaky young lady. Why does she call her a sneaky young lady as if she's like 60 years old calling out a teenager? So So Jocelyn is standing on the fact that Parker needs to go find another room somewhere else to sleep at, which is totally out of line because Jocelyn, you kept locking the door. Now, maybe Jocelyn was locking the door so that nobody else could come in to talk to her, but it's like, girl, you have a roommate. Why are you putting this girl out? So now Parker is pissed off because she didn't do anything to Jocelyn, but she's getting the shortest end of the stick. Now, in his confessional, Ray J is like, Jocelyn is running this like a penitentiary. He ain't lying. She definitely is running this as if this is prison. Now, I ain't never been to prison, but I've seen clips of that one show where the people who are regular people go into the prison system as like a mole or something like that. Now, I seen clips of that show. Yep, that's how they was running it. Just like Jocelyn. So how did we end this episode? With Jocelyn saying that they're going to get the real version of her because she's only here for school, not to make friends with them. And basically this meeting went nowhere. That was the end of episode 1. I'll be back for episode 2's review. So go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And I will talk to y'all in the next one. Bye, guys.